Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Build a Week May. So last week we built that purple house you can see in the background, and the week before that we built this mushroom house down here. This week we're going to be building an acorn house. So my original plan was to put it right here, but I actually think I'm going to put it over here because I just don't think there's a lot of room here, and I think it'll fit this spot better. So I'm gonna cut down a couple of trees right here, and then we will get to work. I actually think that this week, I'm going to build in this world because I think that the way that it fits in the environment is a little bit more important. All right, I got the trees cleared out. I'm gonna use some water to clear. I'm gonna use some water to clear up these because these are obnoxious and there's far too many of them. And then I think my idea is that the acorn's going to be kind of buried a little bit into this hill, and I'm going to have it right here. All right, I got all the leaf glitter cleared out. Let's start looking at the shape. So, that's hard. This might be the hardest thing I've yet to build. I think I said this in the description, but I am not the most happy with this build ever because I just think the shaping didn't turn out super great. This might be even more of a challenge than the last one was. Fortunately, even if I come up with something I'm not the most proud of ever, the goal of this series isn't to build the most beautiful builds, it's to try my best and learn. So, I mean, worst comes to worst, it's not the end of the world if it's horrible. Alright, let's start by pushing this back just a little bit, I think. Okay, this is kind of like an oval shape. And then we can kind of like build it up. And then we can kind of curve it that way so it can be like that. Okay. Not looking great so far. But okay, that's not bad actually. I like the way that we do this. The thing that I've learned the most is just the way to build is just to keep trying new things and throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks. I think I said this in my first video, but just trying new things every now and then, just kind of adding stuff, even if you don't like it, just rolling with it and keep trying is how you get to your final destination, I guess. Oh, that was kind of dumb. Okay. You know what? That's not a bad shape. I feel like we could have, like, the cap go right there. This looks better than I thought it would look. I'm gonna try and do this build just in this world, just to see if I can do it this way. Because I've been leaning a lot on the copy and paste stuff in World Edit, and I think it would be interesting to see how I do without World Edit. Just like with the, or I still have World Edit, but like without the ability to copy and paste and save and all that. So we're gonna try and do it in here, and if it ends up absolutely terrible, again, whatever. Hopefully I'll have learned something then. Yeah, let's get a cap on this. Okay, it's not bad. Needs a little bit more work. Well, a lot more work. Fortunately, it's still day 1, so I don't have to worry about time right now. Not yet. That's not bad. Okay. Still needs some work, but for day 1, just getting shaping out, it looks pretty good. I'm actually kind of already happy with this. I feel like it's missing something, but I don't really know what. Alright, I'm gonna say this is actually pretty good. Problem with any kind of wood block is they never face in the direction you want them to. Alright, I've got them all facing the same way now. Anyways, I actually do quite like it. I think it's quite dark compared to my other 2 builds, which contrasts pretty nicely, to be honest. And I do like using a mix of these blocks to give it more texture. Especially considering what an acorn, like in real life, acorns do have a lot of texture on the top. Not so much here, which is why I didn't want to use wool at first, but I think I've come around to it. It's the right color, so I think I'll use it. And I think the stem is going to be a chimney. Yeah. Alright, let's get like windows and stuff like that in. So the first thing we need is a door, and I think I'm just going to put the door right there. And then have a little staircase up to it. Let's just use spruce for now, and we'll change it out, don't worry. And then we'll just have our doorway here, and then we can come inside. Alright, we've got this door, and then I've dug out a little bit of the inside. Obviously the walls are not going to be made of dirt. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do the interior just yet. I could try and round it off like an acorn. I could like dig out as much as I want down or into the wall that way, into that hill. Like I could keep going this way if I wanted to. Although I do have to be kind of wary about where exactly I break out because I don't want to like break anything that is visible on the outside. So like this bit, I'll have to cover it up somehow because this is dirt. You can see it on the outside, like right there. Although not in every spot, just a lot of them. So yeah, I'll have to get digging that out and I'll have to decide on that. Let's focus on what I was actually trying to focus on though. Let's get our door and stuff in. So we've already got a lot of brown. And I don't really want to continue the brown because there's already a lot of it. So what if we did to add a little bit more color in? We picked a different wood type. It looks good with the brown. And that I can use for like windows and stuff. How does jungle work? I like the jungle. Even though it doesn't contrast, like I was literally just talking about, it does work in like the same world. Let's just try it and then see how much we like it, and then we can change it later if we want to. Let's see. Well, we could do a window right here. And we could do the big, like, fancy window things like this. Although that starts to encroach upon door space. I've run into this issue. I want window here and door here. But if I do that, it's hard to decorate either of these without it looking, weird. Why is the shelf such a different color? Okay. I think it looks good. Now there should be plenty of space here for a window. Okay, I like this. It looks like a house now and not just an acorn. We've got one side window here and one here along with the door, and they both have flower pots, or planters or whatever. So I'm gonna put a flower or something there. I don't know what kind of flower yet, but yeah, we'll figure that out. I just feel like we should copy. Hold on. Okay. That looks a little better because it matches. So we've now got two different windows. We've got our front window and our door right here. And we've got our side window right here. So that should be enough natural lighting in here. But we'll see. We'll have to see. And then we'll have to get to the task of breaking all of the wall bits and seeing what I can destroy and what I can't. And then deciding what exactly to do with the space. Okay then, so we got a lot more space in this one. Not even taking into account how much space we can get from digging into the walls here and here, or into the floor a little bit more. I think it would be fun to have kind of like multiple like levels with this one. So like I can dig down a couple of layers. So then we can have like our main floor here, and then we can have a second floor right here. We'd maybe have to dig down another layer. That works too, and then this can be like our landing floor, can go across to like here. Grass for right now. Like this can be our landing. They come out of here, and then we can go up or we can go down. And then for this level we could go up like here maybe. We could have stairs like this. Although that's gonna be difficult because of that. But we'll figure it out. And then stairs down would be over here. Or maybe the other way around, since we've got that thing. We could have stairs down be this side. We can have downstairs here, and then we'll have our upstairs can be over here. Yeah, this is gonna be an awkward space to work with, but I think I can do it. Okay, so we've got landing floor, stairs to go down, and stairs to go up. It would be fun if this was like a chimney. So then I just do that, and then I put trapdoors. Then we've got a little bit of smoke, although this works better when the trapdoors are not see-through. So let's grab the matching ones with the other block that we're using here. There you go. I really like the blue to go in the window. And this side, let's put a little bit of green. Let's actually do bush here instead of fern. Reverse. There you go. We got a little bit of color. We can do a bush here. No, I like the bush better. It works. I'm gonna leave this though on this side. Okay. And then from the inside, see a bush and our flower, and that looks great. Okay. We need wall color for downstairs and final floor color, final stair or fence color. Okay, what could be our color down here? Well, we need a floor color and a wall color. Kind of like this look. And then I want a really bright floor color. By the way, this is not permanent. If you're wondering why I have the lantern in my offhand, it's because I have a dynamic lighting mod, so I can see a little bit better if I get close. Like, I take this off and then see. Yeah. I like having this kind of like frame because it separates the wool from the spruce. All right, and then if we're gonna be using spruce, I want to have a bright floor color. So what if we did birch? I like checker patterns. What if we did like, that looks cool. I think that turning those on the side is going to be a little too busy. But I like having that subtle like black and white thing going on. I don't know, I like it. Let's just fill it all in. Let's see. That's kind of cool. Okay, this cannot be dark oak because it matches with the ceiling. That's not great. I do think a dark color is the right color though, but not a brown maybe. I like the calcite, but I think it was too bright. I kind of like the brighter color. Okay, I like this room, but I don't think white is the right choice. Or stumping me, because I did actually quite like the dark oak. I just don't really want it to match. And I could use dark oak or like wood or stripped wood, because that isn't the same color. Let me try that. It's alright. I think I'll leave it for right now. It looks, yeah, I think this is right. This looks better. Okay, now we've got to do interior. I kind of want to do a little kitchen upstairs. And then I want to do like a bedroom down here. So let me look how I can do that. Let's start with upstairs. Let's see, we need a kitchen then. Actually, step one is going to be figuring out how I'm going to do this part. So I do want to have a railing here, but I don't know that jungle fence was the right idea. Oh, this might be better. That can be our little railing. Keep people from falling down the stairs. Okay, so what do we need in the kitchen? We're probably gonna need... Let's just keep with the jungle. I think it looks good. Okay. I think I've got a pretty decent kitchen here. There's not really a lot going on, but we've just got like a little bit of food on the counter, a cup, and then this little chest for food storage, and same for the barrel. And then I wanted to... Shoot, I forgot to wax it. I wanted to put like a chain that had, I wanted to put like a chain that had spices and stuff hanging on it. But that's not really possible, I don't think. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know. But this seemed closer to correct, or whatever. So yeah, now you've got a plant growing in your house. It's kind of raining green stuff everywhere. I don't know, I might take it out, it might just be annoying. But I think it's kind of like cool. I don't know. I wish it was a little bit less particles, but I think we'll just delete it. It doesn't make any sense to be in this area. I'll get rid of this. So that's our kitchen upstairs for now. I think I might add stuff in it a little bit because it's still looking a little empty. Now down here, it's time to make a little bedroom. Actually, you know what? I don't really want to do another bedroom. Would a house like this probably have a bedroom? Yeah, but you know what? The rest of the houses probably would have had a kitchen too, but they don't, so too bad. Instead, I'm just gonna build a cozy little sitting room. Because I think that would go better in this space anyways, so yeah. Let's put a pot, do a poppy. Let's put a little, oh, not that way. That's too big. Put one of those there. Actually, let's not do the poppy. Let's just do this. Flowering azalea. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Let's do a little rug. Okay, let's just take out this. But this looks like a really cool rug. I think it does, at least. Do scaffolding there for the lantern. And let's do... Gosh, I keep destroying this. Okay, let's just leave that. So we got a little bush here. And then... just a cozy little living space. Come sit down over here. So yeah. Okay. Also, I kind of want to... Alright, so we got a cozy sitting room. We've got our rug with the leaf litter around the edges. And some little seating area. A little seating area. This little shelf right here above this other bench. And then we've got our little fireplace. So you can watch the fire. And it provides light and stuff. And then there's nothing really over here because there's not enough space. Oh, and our little pot with the flower. Okay. So, that's our interior pretty much done. I'm gonna make a few tweaks to certain blocks and then I'm probably done. But yeah. Alright, I will see you when I have finished with my finishing touches. Alright, I have run out of time and I am finished. So, I've only changed a few things. You can see one of them through the window, but we'll go over them while we walk through the house. So first off, we've got our exterior, which I think looks like a acorn. You've got our window frames made out of jungle wood, and same as the door in the door frame. It's got its cap and its chimney right here, which has got smoke coming out of it. Over here, we've got another framed window with a flower and a fern, and you can just see inside a little bit. And then back here, looks alright. I didn't put a ton of effort into it because no one will ever see that angle pretty much. Over here, kind of same deal, because no one's really going to be looking over here. So it doesn't really matter. I might fix it up a little bit when I come back over in this area for this thing. That's kind of it for outside, but let's head inside. So we've got our relatively empty landing. I just added a scaffolding. There's a table with a little fern on it. And then we can head up the stairs and you can see we've got our curtains over the windows. And we got a couple of paintings and then our little kitchens right here with some food on the counter and a cup in the sink, which is a little bit of water inside. And a little painting up there as well. Right, and then we come back downstairs and we've got our little sitting room. Got a little painting right here, a plant, some spots to sit down and chill, and of course a little fire to warm your hands by. So yeah, that is our entire interior. Alrighty then, goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever else. If you've got any suggestions, leave those in the comments. Whether that is for a future theme or a build idea for this theme or just a build idea in general. Love to see little interior bits and pieces, or if you think I could have done something better, go ahead and leave that there as well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week with the next Build a Week episode. Bye!